How you guys doing? Jason with Tuna Tech. So, you probably saw my unboxing video if you're following my channel. Poco F2 Pro. Been using it for about a week. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do a review video or not. This is just kind of a, hey, here's how it's going so far. So, likes. The in-screen fingerprint reader is pretty good. I would say it's better than the S20 Ultra, which was an ultrasonic one, but that thing never worked. Unfortunately, I mean it worked, but it wasn't as quick. The screen, I like the screen. It's not 90 hertz. It's nothing special, but it gets the job done. It's OLED. The colors are punchy. It's got an always-on display, which I like. The OnePlus 8 can't speak to that yet. Although I know that's coming. It's got this, I don't know if I can show it to you. I mean, I can turn this around and you can see. Let me get that going here. A little LED light that lights up, and then when you put it down, part of the bottom of the screen kind of lights up too. I really like that. I mean, I know it's kind of cheesy. It's a physical appearance thing, but the camera's okay. On the top of the camera, I don't know if you can see that. There's an IR blaster, which, I mean, most of the things I use now are Bluetooth or Wi-Fi direct, but it does come in handy to volume up and down with your TV. But on top of this little camera, there's a little circle. I know it's hard to see on the camera there. It's right here. The reflection's kind of bad. It's actually an LED notification light too on top of the pop-out camera, so it does do that. Battery life has been pretty good. I would say my LG V60, my S20 Ultra, the OnePlus 8 Pro all have slightly better, and I'm not sure what that is. I know with MIUI 11, which this is running, which is based on Android 10, it's got a lot of software enhancements that save battery life. So in order to get proper notifications, smartwatches, sometimes you got to finagle with those battery saving things, and I've done that with a few apps that I'm testing. As you can see, I have a smartwatch from the company of Wise, which is a smart home. Testing that stuff for them, kind of, and it's been an uphill battle with the Bluetooth and notifications. But going back to things I like, it's snappy. It's an 865, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. Cameras in the back, they're good. It's a $500 phone, so it's 64 megapixel. It's got an ultra wide, a macro lens. It's a 5 megapixel macro. I love macro lenses. I'm not sure. I like the way that OnePlus 8 integrates it with the wide angle, whereas this one's a separate. I don't know if it's just to have the bragging rights of 4. But the cameras are good. They're nothing to write home about. There's no Pixel. It's no S Ultra. They kind of suffer in the dark, low light. It's got a night mode. Works okay. If I do a review, I'll get some samples. I believe the front camera, I can look real quick, but I believe the front camera only does 1080p 30 frames. Let's see here. I can look real quick here. Yeah, it looks like it's only 1080p 30 frames. But either way, it suffices. I mean, I don't vlog, so I don't really need that kind of stuff. But yeah, it says 1080p, 720p, 1080p 30 frames. Yeah, so just 1080p 30 frames or 720p 30 frames. The rear camera does 8K, 4K, 60, 30, 1080p. If I do a review, I will give you some samples. I haven't used it too much for video. I've taken some pictures. With good daylight, the pictures are fantastic. I think they look pretty good for what you're getting out of the phone. Build quality, I think the back is actually a plastic. I don't think it's glass, but it doesn't feel cheap. It's heavy, it's hefty. There's no IP rating, but again, it's got a pop-up camera. That's probably part of the reason, and also a cost-saving measure. So those are the things I like. I love the screen. I like the always on display. Cameras are pretty good. I love the pop-up camera. It's got a headphone jack. IR blaster is a forgotten accessory that I'm surprised companies don't have anymore. USB-C, and the speaker is down here. Again, now one thing I don't like is only a single down firing speaker, whereas a lot of phones now have, they use the earpiece for a second. This one does not. So it is loud. I mean, I will tell you that down-firing speaker gets super loud. But again, it's down-firing. So, when you cradle the phone like this, sometimes the curvature of your hand can, direct it towards your face, so it's good, but it's not stereo. Other things I don't like, there's some software issues like I mentioned before with things shutting off and not getting notifications. It's not a US phone. This is a global version. So when I first got it, I popped my AT&T SIM card in. Nothing. I mean, no LTE, no nothing. I turned it off, turned it back on, got LTE. Went into APN settings, noticed that there was a preference for preferred network, and it was set to 4G LTE. This is a 5G phone, so I switched it to that. And as of right now, you guys can't see, and I posted a picture on my Twitter if you're following me. It does show 5G on there. Of course, AT&T throttles the heck out of things, so 5G is not really 5G. It's just a number. It's a little signal on your phone. But it does work. 5G, 4G, text messaging. I've had a few issues where when I left the town I'm in, I don't know if it's because of limited bands that are supported. If I drive 20 minutes to another town, sometimes internet stops working. So I go to APN and I click, instead of AT&T as my APN setting, I go to APN Next Phone, which is like their prepaid APN, and it works. And I can go back. The last few days have been pretty good. I haven't had to do that. But for me, that's not a problem. Average consumer probably wouldn't like that. I wish battery life was better than it really was. I wish nighttime shooting was better than it was. I wish I had stereo speakers. Those are the biggest gripes. The software issues, it's an MUI thing. It's 11. 12 is supposed to be coming out in June. I don't know if it's going to come to this phone first. And that's supposed to bring a bunch of new UI enhancements. I'm not a huge... I don't hate MUI 11 or however you want to say it. It's definitely got its place. It's better than some I've seen, but it's not bad. So basically, I'm making this video just to give people an update on what I think, what I see. I got the purple color just because, hey, it's it's unique and it's different, and I like it. It's a fingerprint magnet, as you can see, but they do throw in this nifty little clear case, and my unboxing video, I kind of just showed it to you. But if you notice, it's kind of, you hear that? It's got a texture on it, so when you put it on the phone, it's not really soft. It's more of a plastic. It's a really nice case, and it's got a texture, so it doesn't slide. It does not slide out of your hand, and you can. It's really nice, and it protects the camera bump, which again, there is a camera bump on it, which that doesn't bother me. So, is it worth $500 in a heartbeat? This phone, honestly, I've been more impressed about this phone than any phone this year. The S20 Ultra had the 108 megapixel, it could kind of let people down. The LG V60 had the dual screen, which I'm going to get some comments for this, but I don't really need that dual screen. And it's a nice phone. It's a nice phone. It doesn't excel in anything particular for my needs. So for the price, it works in the United States, at least in my area, which is in the middle of nowhere. Battery life is decent. Charges, I don't have the charging speed in front of me, but it does come with a power brick. I just use, it's a European power brick, so I have an adapter, but I just use whatever ones I have at home. There's no wireless charging. Not necessarily a deal breaker. I have a lot of wireless charging. It'd be nice, but at this price and a plastic back, you kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. So in closing, would I recommend this for somebody? I would recommend it for somebody on a budget who wanted an 865 phone. Gaming has been fantastic. People think only 6 gigs of RAM is not enough. That's plenty for this phone. It's only a 1080p screen, so better, so it's not pushing twice the pixels. I would recommend it. If you're looking for a basic phone just to use out of the box, not tweak and finagle a little bit, then this maybe not be for you. But if you like custom wallpapers and themes, this thing's got everything. One other minor thing I want to mention before closing is there's one minor annoyance. It's got some Xiaomi like RAM cleaning apps, which are cool, kind of neat. You hit a button and it clears up cache and makes things quicker, but they have ads. So a lot of their custom apps, when you use them, at the end you'll have a little ad, and I'm guessing that's what a lot of people were talking about with the last few iterations of Xiaomi, Poco, Redmi phones. But to me, it's a minor thing. So if you have opportunity to get it, you can get them on eBay as a seller on that sells them, and he's pretty reputable. GearBest, AliExpress, they run between 500 to roughly 600 with taxes, shipped to the United States. So if you're interested, give it a shot. If you want me to do a review, a proper review, comment down below. Send me a comment, whatever. I'm definitely interested in seeing what you guys want me to do. Thanks. Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.